He sent a company-wide email calling me lazy, entitled, and a perfect example of why this generation can't handle real work. Copied 247 employees, including the CEO. What he didn't know, I had 6 months of documentation showing he was stealing credit for my projects, falsifying timesheets, and lying to executives. My reply all took 3 minutes to write. His career ended in 6 hours. Here's how one email destroyed a man who thought he was untouchable. My name is Zara Okonkwo. And this is how I learned that sometimes the best revenge is just telling the truth, with receipts. 18 months ago, I was 27, product development specialist at Meridian Tech Solutions, an Austin software company building automation tools for manufacturing plants. 3 years with the company. Started as junior developer, promoted twice, built features generating $2.4 million in new contracts. I was good at my job. My manager was Troy Sutherland. 38, 7 years at Meridian, director of product development. When I started under him, he seemed professional. Distant, but fine. That changed 6 months ago when I got assigned Apex Manufacturing, a $1.8 million implementation that could lead to $15 million in contracts with their parent company. Biggest opportunity of my career. Troy called me in the day I got it. Congratulations. This is huge. I'm going to be very hands-on. Apex is too important to leave to chance. Hands-on meant he attended every client call, reviewed every document, CC'd himself on every email. I thought he was being thorough. I didn't realize he was positioning himself to take credit. 3 months into Apex, I built a custom dashboard automating their inventory tracking, something they'd done manually for years. Saved them 40 hours of labor weekly. They loved it. Client feedback to Troy: Zara's solution is exactly what we needed. Game changer for our ops team. 2 days later, Troy presented at our quarterly all-hands. 250 employees. CEO Marcus Chen in front. Troy's slide, director-led innovation, Apex Manufacturing success story. He walked through his approach to solving Apex's problem. Showed screenshots of his dashboard. Quoted the client feedback. Never mentioned my name once. I sat in back, stunned. After, my coworker Dev approached. That was your project, wasn't it? Yeah. Did Troy even work on it? He attended meetings. I built everything. Dev shook his head. That's messed up. Next day, I scheduled a meeting with Troy. Troy, I noticed Apex was presented as your work yesterday. I built that dashboard. He cut me off. Zara, you need to understand how organizations work. I'm the director. Everything my team does is ultimately my responsibility, which means it's also my accomplishment. That's leadership. But you told the CEO you designed the solution. I oversaw the project. I made strategic decisions. You writing the code doesn't change that this was executed under my direction. I built it. You attended 3 calls. His expression cooled. Are you questioning my leadership? I'm asking for credit for my work. This attitude, this obsession with individual recognition, is going to hold you back. Great employees focus on team success, not personal glory. If you can't handle that, maybe you're not ready for senior-level work. Over the next 3 months, Troy took credit for 2 more of my projects in executive presentations. A workflow optimization tool. A data integration feature cutting processing time by 60%. Each time, director-led innovation. My name mentioned once, buried in team contributors. He also started criticizing my work in team meetings. Zara's code needs more review, I'm finding issues. Zara's timelines are consistently optimistic. We need realistic planning. None of it was true. My code passed QA every time. My projects delivered on schedule. But he was planting seeds. Making me look unreliable while he looked competent. November, I started keeping records. Every email where Troy took credit. Every meeting where he presented my projects as his. Every Slack message where he criticized me unfairly. Created a folder, Troy, documentation. I didn't know what I'd do with it. I just knew I needed protection. December. Annual reviews. I'd exceeded every metric. Delivered 4 major projects. Generated $3.2 million in client revenue. Troy's review meets expectations. Zara shows adequate technical skills but needs improvement in strategic thinking and ownership mentality. Recommended development, leadership presence, proactive communication, accountability. Meets expectations. After 3 years of exceeding targets. My raise, 2%. Cost of living adjustment. I requested a meeting with Troy and HR. I don't understand this review. I've delivered every project on time. Troy interrupted. Zara, this is exactly what I'm talking about. You're focused on outputs, not outcomes. Yes, you write code. But do you think strategically? Demonstrate leadership? I've been leading Apex for 9 months. Under my direction. With significant course correction from me. This review is generous given the oversight you require. HR Rep Shanice Williams looked uncomfortable but said nothing. I left and sat in my car for 40 minutes. Couldn't turn the key. Couldn't go home. I stared at the review on my phone, meets expectations, and felt something break. I'd worked weekends for 9 months. Built solutions worth millions. And he'd given me 2%. I called my best friend. Quit, she said. You don't deserve this. I almost did. Almost walked back in and resigned. But then I thought, why should I leave? I didn't do anything wrong. He did. That night, I went home and opened my laptop. Spent 4 hours going through 6 months of emails, client calls, Slack messages. By 2:30 a.m., I had 23 emails where Troy presented my work as his to executives, 8 client feedback messages praising me by name. He never forwarded 14 Slack conversations where he criticized my work publicly, then used it privately. Repository logs showing I'd written 100% of code for 3 projects. He claimed his own emails saying, I'll handle updates to leadership, proof he knew he should credit his team. Organized everything by project. Timestamps. Cross-references. 47 pages of evidence. I stared at the folder and realized, if he ever pushed me far enough, I had everything needed to bury him. I just didn't know when that moment would come. Mid-December, company holiday party. I was with Dev and Keisha when Troy walked over with 2 VPs. He'd had a few drinks. Zara. There she is. My ambitious junior developer. He said ambitious like an insult. The VPs smiled politely. I was just telling Richard about your generation. You all want senior titles after 3 years and think showing up means you deserve promotion. My face burned. Troy, I've exceeded every. See? This is what I mean. Always talking about what you deserve instead of doing the work. That's why you're still junior level. Attitude. He walked away laughing. One VP looked uncomfortable. The other didn't. Zara, Dev started. I'm fine, I whispered. I left 10 minutes later and cried the entire drive home. January 15th, Monday morning. I'd worked all weekend finishing the critical Apex feature, inventory integration with procurement software. Deployment Tuesday. Client had board presentation Wednesday showcasing the new system. I sent Troy an email Sunday 11:47 p.m., Apex integration complete and tested. Ready for Tuesday deployment. Full documentation attached. Monday 9:15 a.m., Troy slacked, need to talk about Apex integration. My office. Now. I walked to his office. He didn't look up. Close the door. I closed it. I reviewed your integration. It's not acceptable. My stomach dropped. What's wrong? The architecture is sloppy. Error handling inadequate. I'm shocked you thought this was deployment ready. Troy, I tested it for 12 hours. It passed every scenario. Your testing. Your scenarios. Did you consider edge cases? Scalability? Client workflow variations? Yes. I documented. This is exactly the problem. You think checking boxes is quality work. It's not. He looked at me. I'm pulling you off deployment. I'll handle it myself. We can't risk your work causing problems. Deployment is tomorrow. The client expects. I'll deploy a corrected version. You're too junior for this responsibility. I should never have trusted you. I've been leading this account 9 months. Under my supervision. Which is the only reason it hasn't failed. You're dismissed. I went back to my desk, shaking. Dev noticed. You okay? Troy pulled me off Apex. Said my work isn't good enough. That's bullshit. He's deploying his own version tomorrow. Dev's eyes widened. New code? Without your testing? I pulled up the repository. Checked commit history. Troy had made 0 commits. 0. He hadn't written a single line. He was going to deploy my code and tell everyone he fixed it. Tuesday, January 16th, 6:22 a.m. Email from Troy. Subject, Apex integration, successful deployment. Sent to, entire product development team, 34 people, VP of engineering, CEO Marcus Chen. I opened it. Team. Update on the Apex manufacturing integration that deployed successfully at 5 a.m. This was a complex technical challenge requiring significant architecture redesign. After reviewing initial development work last week, I identified several critical issues that would have caused major client problems. I spent the weekend rebuilding core components to ensure reliability and scalability. The integration is now live and performing excellently. The client is thrilled. This exemplifies the technical leadership and hands-on problem solving that makes our team successful. When we identify gaps in junior developers' work, we don't just point them out, we roll up our sleeves and fix them. I want to specifically call out the contrast between ownership mentality and entitlement mentality. Some team members, you know who you are, expect recognition for incomplete work and resist feedback. Real professionals take accountability for delivering quality, even when it means working weekends to correct others' mistakes. Great leadership isn't about taking credit. It's about taking responsibility. Troy. I read it 3 times. He deployed my code, my architecture, my error handling, my testing, and told 37 people he'd rebuilt core components because my work had critical issues. Called me entitled. Implied I expected recognition for incomplete work. Send it to the CEO. My hands were shaking. I looked at the recipient list. 37 people. Then at my documentation folder. 6 months of evidence. I opened a reply. Clicked Reply All. Started typing. Troy. Thank you for this email. I think it's important to clarify facts for everyone copied here, including Marcus and our VP of engineering. First, the Apex integration that deployed this morning was 100% my code. You made 0 commits to the project repository over 9 months. I'm attaching commit history showing I wrote all 8,247 lines that went live today. Second, you did not identify critical issues last week. You pulled me in Monday claiming my work was not acceptable without identifying a single specific problem. When I asked what needed fixing, you couldn't answer. Because you hadn't reviewed the code, you wanted to take credit for deployment. Third, I did not do incomplete work. The integration I delivered Sunday passed 12 hours of testing across 47 scenarios. I documented every test case. The code you deployed is identical to what I sent Sunday, byte for byte the same. You changed nothing. Fourth, your junior developers with entitlement mentality characterization misrepresents me requesting credit for my own work. Over 6 months, you presented my projects as yours in 3 executive presentations. October All Hands, Apex Dashboard, I built 100%, you attended 3 calls. November Exec Review, Workflow Optimization, I built 100%, you reviewed output. December Board Update, Data Integration, I built 100%, you were CC'd on emails. I'm attaching emails and Slack messages showing I built these, plus client feedback crediting me by name that you presented as feedback on your approach. Fifth, regarding working weekends to correct mistakes, I worked all weekend completing the integration. You sent your email at 6:22 a.m. claiming you worked the weekend. The repository shows your activity log. Saturday, January 13th, no logins. Sunday, January 14th, no logins. Monday, January 15th, logged in 8:02 a.m., after pulling me off project. Monday, January 15th, downloaded my completed code 8:15 a.m. Tuesday, January 16th, deployed my code 5:03 a.m. Tuesday, January 16th, sent this email 6:22 a.m. claiming you worked all weekend. You deployed code you didn't write, didn't review, didn't test, and didn't look at until Monday morning. Then you lied about it in writing to our CEO. I'm also attaching 6 months of documentation showing pattern of credit theft. My annual review rating me meets expectations, despite exceeding every metric. Client emails praising my work you never forwarded to leadership. Slack messages where you criticized my work publicly while using it for presentations. Troy, you wrote, great leadership isn't about taking credit. It's about taking responsibility. I agree. I'm taking responsibility for work I actually did. You should take responsibility for the truth. Zara. Attachments, 9 files, 47 pages. I hovered over send for 10 seconds. Heart pounding. This would either vindicate me or end my career. I clicked send. 6:34 a.m. Stood up, grabbed my coffee, went to the kitchen. Needed to not stare at my inbox. By 6:41 a.m., my phone was buzzing. Dev, holy shit Zara. Keisha from marketing, girl. I'm forwarding this to everyone. This is legendary. Coworker I barely knew, I've wanted someone to call out Troy for years. Thank you. By 6:50, I had 14 messages. 7:02, Shanice from HR called. Zara, come to HR immediately. Am I being fired? Long pause. Just please come. I got there at 7:15. Shanice and VP of HR Gordon Matthews waiting. Sit down. Walk me through what happened this morning. I did. Calmly. Methodically. Showed them the documentation. Code repository. Emails. Everything. Shanice's face went pale as she read. Gordon was silent for a long time. Zara, why didn't you come to HR sooner? I did. In December, during my review. I told Shanice Troy was taking credit. She said nothing. Shanice flinched. I documented everything because I knew I'd need proof. This morning, when Troy sent a company-wide email calling me entitled and claiming he rebuilt my code, I decided the truth needed to be public since his lies were public. Gordon closed his laptop. We need to investigate. You're not in trouble, but don't discuss this while we review. Take the rest of the day. We'll be in touch. I went home. Checked email at 10 a.m. Troy had sent another message. 8:47 a.m. Subject, clarification on this morning's email chain. Same 37 recipients. I want to address Zara's email. Her characterization is inaccurate and reflects fundamental misunderstanding of how technical leadership works. Yes, she wrote code. But anyone can write code. Leadership is about strategic vision, client management, quality oversight, contributions that don't show up in commit logs but are essential to success. Second, her decision to air grievances publicly rather than through proper channels shows exactly the immaturity I referenced. A professional would have scheduled a private meeting. Instead, she chose to embarrass me in front of executives and the entire team. Third, I find it telling she's kept a documentation folder on me for 6 months. That's not normal workplace behavior. That's someone building a case because they can't handle feedback. Great employees focus on contributing to team success. Mediocre employees focus on credit and blame. I hope this serves as a learning moment for junior team members about professional conduct. Troy. He just dug himself deeper. Called me mediocre. Questioned my professionalism. Dismissed my documentation as abnormal. Now he was on record claiming leadership contributions, while also claiming he rebuilt core components. Both couldn't be true. 11:23 a.m., Marcus Chin sent company-wide email. Subject, integrity in communication. Team. This morning's email exchange has raised serious concerns requiring immediate investigation. I've personally reviewed the documentation Zara Okonkwo provided. I've examined the code repository. I've looked at the timestamps. The evidence is clear and disturbing. Effective immediately, Troy Sutherland is on administrative leave pending formal investigation. However, I want to be transparent. Based on what I've seen, this is not an investigation to determine if violations occurred. It's to determine the full scope of violations that clearly did occur. Misrepresenting your contributions is an integrity violation. Claiming credit for others' work is misconduct. Lying in writing to executives about working weekends you didn't work is falsification. All are terminable offenses. We will complete this properly and thoroughly. But I want every employee to know, if you lie about your work, if you steal credit, if you retaliate against people who speak truth, you will not survive here. I also want to say directly, Zara, thank you for having the courage to respond with facts. That took guts. And it was the right thing to do. Marcus. Troy was suspended. By noon. 6 hours after my email. Investigation took 2 weeks. HR interviewed me 3 times. Troy 4 times. My entire team. They pulled code repositories. Email records. Slack histories. They interviewed Apex's CTO, who confirmed I'd been sole technical lead and built everything. Something else happened during investigation. 3 other people came forward. Dev had documentation showing Troy took credit for his optimization algorithm in a client proposal. A former employee who'd quit 6 months earlier sent emails showing Troy did the same to her, stolen credit, bad reviews, forced her out. Someone from a different department, Troy presented my market analysis as his research in a board meeting last year. I didn't say anything because I was afraid. My reply all had opened the floodgates. Everyone Troy had silenced felt permission to speak. January 30th, Gordon called me in. Zara, investigation is complete. I want to walk you through findings. He opened a folder. Troy Sutherland violated multiple company policies, misrepresentation of work product, credit misappropriation, falsification of contribution records, and retaliation against an employee who raised concerns. We also discovered he submitted false timesheet entries claiming overtime for weekend work he didn't perform. That's time theft, terminable on its own. The Apex deployment he claimed to rebuild? Repository logs show he didn't access the code at all. He deployed your work and lied in writing to executives. Gordon looked at me. Zara, I owe you an apology. You raised concerns in December and we didn't take them seriously. That was HR's failure. I'm sorry. What happens to Troy? Terminated this morning. For cause. No severance. Additionally, we're correcting the record. Marcus is sending company-wide email crediting you properly for Apex and your other projects. We're adjusting your review to exceeds expectations and issuing retroactive merit increase of 12% plus $15,000 spot bonus for Apex. We're also promoting you to Senior Product Development Specialist with additional 18% salary increase. You've earned it. Should have had it months ago. That afternoon, Marcus sent company-wide email. Subject, setting the record straight, Apex Manufacturing Project. Team. Following our investigation into the January 16th exchange, I want to set the record straight on Apex Manufacturing. Zara Okonkwo was sole technical lead and developer on this 9-month engagement. She designed the architecture, wrote 100% of the code, conducted all testing, and managed the client relationship. The integration that deployed successfully was entirely her work. Troy Sutherland's characterization of having rebuilt core components was false. He made 0 technical contributions and misrepresented Zara's work as his own. Additionally, our investigation found Troy systematically took credit for Zara's work on multiple projects over 6 months, presented her contributions as his in executive presentations, and retaliated when she raised concerns. Troy's employment has been terminated. Zara is being promoted to Senior Product Development Specialist in recognition of her exceptional technical work and integrity. This represents a serious failure of leadership and oversight. We are implementing new processes to ensure this never happens again. I want to thank Zara for having the courage to speak up, even when risky. That integrity is what makes this company worth building. Marcus. 247 employees received it. My phone exploded. Dev, you're a legend. Troy's been doing this for years. You're the first person with the guts and receipts to stop him. That was 8 months ago. Today I'm 28, Senior Product Development Specialist at Meridian. Leading 3 major accounts. Team of 5. Making $47,000 more than under Troy. Last month, presented at board meeting. Standing ovation for Q2 results. Apex expanded their contract. $4.2 million over 2 years. They requested me as technical lead. Their CTO told Marcus, Zara's the reason we're staying. We trust her. Troy. LinkedIn shows seeking new opportunities for 8 months. Industry grapevine says Meridian CFO flagged his termination as for cause, misrepresentation and time theft when companies called for references. No one in Austin tech will touch him. Last I saw, he'd moved to Denver. Mid-level role at a small firm. No reports. Half the salary. His career didn't end overnight. But it ended that day. Here's what I learned. Documentation isn't paranoia. It's protection. When someone takes credit for your work, they're not just stealing recognition, they're building a false reputation that becomes your ceiling and their floor. And when that person is bold enough to lie in writing to executives, they're giving you the gift of evidence. Troy thought he was untouchable because he'd been getting away with it for years. He thought I was too junior, too scared, too worried about my career to fight back. He was wrong on all three. I didn't destroy Troy's career. He destroyed it the moment he sent that email calling me entitled and claiming credit for work he didn't do. I just made sure everyone saw the truth. And the truth was devastating. Some people asked if I felt bad. If I regretted reply all. I don't. Troy had 6 months to stop taking credit. 6 months to treat me with basic respect. 6 months to tell the truth. Instead, he escalated. Put his lies in writing. Copied executives. Called me entitled in front of 37 people. He made it public. So I made the truth public. And the company chose the person with receipts over the person with excuses. So if someone's taking credit for your work, document everything. Emails, Slack, code commits, client feedback, project records. Everything. Keep it organized. Timestamps. Names. Specifics. Don't assume HR will protect you. They won't act without evidence. Give them evidence they can't ignore. And if someone lies about you in writing to executives, don't be afraid to respond with facts. The truth is the most powerful weapon you have. Use it. Troy's mistake wasn't taking credit. His mistake was doing it in writing, to executives, while calling me entitled. That gave me permission to respond publicly with proof. And once the truth was public, there was no spinning it, no explaining it away, no both sides. Just facts. And facts ended his career in 6 hours. Some victories aren't loud. But this one was. This one was a reply all at 6:34 a.m. with 47 pages of receipts. This one was watching a liar explain his lies to a CEO who could see the commit history. This one was a company-wide apology crediting me for work I actually did. And this one was a man who thought he could steal credit forever, learning that eventually, someone keeps receipts. My name is Zara Okonkwo. My manager mocked my work ethic in a company-wide email. My reply all ended his career overnight. Not because I was vindictive. Because I had documentation. And when someone lies about you in writing to 37 people, you don't stay silent. You attach the receipts. You click reply all. And you let the truth do what truth does. It destroys liars. Every single time.